So if you are like me and you watched Squid Games season 3, after episode 2 you had to scratch your head like, what is going on? Why did she do this? Why this grandma basically killed her own son to save somebody she cares about? But once again, when you put something like on scales, this is your son. This is somebody who you gave birth to. You saw him grow up all of your life. And here you have somebody who you sympathize. Yes, and she gave birth to a child. But for most people, for like 99.99% people, you will always prioritize your family in difficult situations like this. So it was hard for me to accept her choice. I tried to figure out like what is going on? Why did she do this? Did she want to save her? Yeah, she obviously wanted to save number 222. Obviously, there is no question about it. But doing something so drastic as killing your own son, your own flesh and blood, you need to have a very strong motivation. So what was the force behind her hand? I thought about it, and obviously I don't have 100% of an answer here. This is only my speculation, and as everybody, I will use my own life experience to try to understand this, because this is art. Art is subjective, and you will always look at it from a certain lens. Now, I remember, and this is gonna be a little bit of weird of a story for most of you, because when I was 16, me and my brother, my mom and my dad, we were watching a movie, a Russian movie, and it's basically about a grandpa whose granddaughter was assaulted, you understand in what way, by 3 guys. Since one of those guys was a son of a local DA or something like this, they got away with it. So grandpa basically got himself a sniper rifle and did a very localized circumcision to all of those 3 guys. Now, why am I telling you this? I remember this moment very clearly, even though it was more than 21 years ago. Okay, because up until this moment, I always saw only unconditional love from my parents, like nothing but unconditional love, no complaint ever, never raised a hand on me. Yeah, like if I was doing something bad, they would maybe even like raise their voice or anything like that, but me and my brother, we have always seen ourselves as a top priority for our parents. There was no question about it. And while we're watching this movie, my father is like looking at my mom and he's asking her like, what would you do if you would discover that your sons did something like this? And my mom said, I would cut them off with my own bare hands. And this was, I wouldn't call traumatic for me, but I remembered it. It's not like I was looking, don't get me wrong, I was not looking to do something horrible like this. But hearing this from parents that until this moment, only unconditional love, always children in priority, it kind of stayed with me. And I think this is something that kind of happens also in this season, because I think she wanted to save her son. And hear me out, like she obviously killed him. Yeah, his physical body is dead. But think about what would happen with his soul if he would have killed this little girl who just gave birth like 5 minutes ago to save himself and his mom. I don't think this is something that can survive. Now, she as mother, she knows her son and she understands him and she knows who he's supposed to be and who he is. And seeing him raising his hand with a knife, with intention to kill somebody, she couldn't handle this. Okay, she couldn't see her son killing his own soul in this moment. Okay, maybe I'm wrong, but it kind of makes way more sense than just, I just wanted to save this girl. She obviously wanted to save this girl, obviously, but I don't think this is what moved her hand at this moment. I think that the force that moved her hand in this moment is basically her desire to stop her son from killing his own soul at this moment. Okay, because you don't recover from something like this. This is not something that you take like 10 lessons of therapy or something like this and then you once again go into society. If you are killing a mother that is holding her child that was born like 10 minutes ago, you're not gonna recover from this. Now, I don't think that at this moment she was thinking analyzing this moment. I want to save her soul. Obviously not. But as a mother who sees her child as an innocent being that is good, to this world, and I'm saying this as a father, and I love my son more than anything in the world. You're not gonna be able to see your child go into the dark side, if I may say so. So maybe I'm wrong, maybe I am, maybe this is just my interpretation, maybe this is just my experience in life, which is experience. We were just watching a movie. Yeah, but obviously it's not like something drastic happened to me, but it kind of makes way more sense to me than just, yeah, she wanted to save the girl. Because also, if you remember, in one of the episodes, those VIPs, by the way, where they found those people, like this, the acting was like 90s action movies, Steven Seagal level of bad acting. Anyway, one of them was saying like something like, oh, this grandma, she's a crazy one, she basically killed her own son to save this 222. And after this moment, I kind of feel more sure in my interpretation of this situation. Like, she didn't want to save 222. Yes, she wanted to save her. Not with the price of her son's life. No mother will ever put two people on scales. One of them is her child and the other is somebody else, and she will go like, yeah, you know what, let my child die. Otherwise, it's not a mother, she's just somebody who gave birth to somebody. And obviously, our character is not somebody like that. So I am adamant in my interpretation that it's actually her wanting to save her son's soul. And obviously it's a split of the second decision, and obviously she wouldn't be able to live with it. This is why she took her own life in the next episode. But in this moment, in the end of episode 2, she was trying to save her son. Yeah, I said it I think like 2000 times, so it's probably a good time to finish this video. So thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for your support. Everyone who supports me on Patreon, YouTube, your financial donations is what make this channel possible. You give me motivation and you give me responsibility. I never want to disappoint you. I will do whatever I can. Thank you so much. I'm gonna see you on the next one. Meanwhile, bye!